everyone, it is so good to see you all again. Today's story might sound a little familiar to some of you. If you attended VBS in 2019 here at Creekwood, well then you've heard this story. But today, we're going to take a slightly different approach to it. Okay, with all that, let's jump in. Once upon a time, about 2,000 years ago, there was a clever man who thought he knew all the rules of living God's way. So he thought he could trick Jesus into giving the wrong answer. Teacher, what must I do to live forever with God? What do the commandments say? Well, they say to love God with everything you have and to love your neighbor as yourself. That's correct. Live like this and you will be with God forever. So, Jesus. Clearly the man was asking a question where he was intentionally trying to trick Jesus. Well, let's see how this turns out for him. Who is my neighbor? Let me tell you a story. A man was traveling down a scary road, and a rocky road all by himself. All of a sudden, a group of men jumped out, stole the man's money, hurt him badly, and left him by the side of the road. He moaned and groaned in pain. He could not get up. A little while later, a priest was going down that same road. He saw the man who was hurt and went to the other side of the road to pass him by. Later, another man came down along that same road and also passed by the hurt man on the other side of the road.
Hey, what are you doing? Laying in the middle of the road, I'm walking here!
That's when the Samaritan comes down the road and saw the hurt man. A Samaritan would have been someone that the clever man would not have liked. Now, this would have definitely upset this clever man, but it definitely gives meaning to the story, which we're about to see. A tear came down the Samaritan's cheek as he bent down to help the hurt man. He put bandages on the man's cuts and lifted him onto his own donkey. He took him to the nearest inn and put him in a room.
Huh? What do you want? Please, sir, I have an injured man here. No, I don't think so. From one mustached man to another, may I please leave him in your care? Fine, bring him in.
He took care of the man for the rest of the day. Then the next day, the Samaritan had to leave for a few days.
Thank you for your accommodations. I'm going to be leaving for a few days, but while I'm gone, here's plenty of money for you to take care of the man.
So he paid the innkeeper to take care of the hurt man while he was gone. After Jesus finished the story, he asked the clever man, which of these three was a neighbor to the man who was hurt? Well, I guess it would have to be the one who stopped to help him. You see, Jesus knows that God wants us to help everyone. People of every size, shape, race, and from every country are all children of God. And the clever man knew that if it was the Samaritan, someone who he didn't like, playing the role of the good guy in the story, he knew that he was also called to help everyone. And that was going to be a really hard thing to do. Perhaps there's something we can learn from here. And this might be a tough one to think about, but how do we love our neighbors? Who have we glossed over? Who have we passed by on the open road? Who needs us to play the role of the Good Samaritan? But who also has played the role of the Samaritan that we have judged so harshly? We spend so much of our time judging one another, passing each other on the road, when our faith is built on the idea of love. Love of God and love of our neighbors. And it's a tough task. And as always, there's a lot of stories that we could begin right now. But I'm going to save those for next time. I always like to leave you on the edge of your seat. So until then, be kind, do good, and love your neighbors. Bye-bye. Go again.
All right, cut. Yeah, that's great, guys. Perfect take.
Vineyard boy.
Hey, Abel, what's this thing on the ground right here?